I just hope I don't accidentally delete this one. Welcome back to Not Your Normal Guy, where we review anything related to Disney movies. This is my third attempt at Iron Man 3. So, I guess that's life, and this too shall pass. We really do create our own demons. We open on Tony Stark at Y2K, the 2000s, and that transition period from 1999 into 2000. As an elder millennial myself, I love looking back on that time because we were all scared half to death. We see Jon Favreau, who definitely did not look the same in 1999 because I saw him on Friends. He didn't look that way. Tony, we see down in his basement, tinkering with his 43rd suit. This suit now will be on the other side of the room, and basically he'll like reach out to it and the whole suit will just come at him like one piece at a time. The mask is the last part and it just like hits him in the face. I thought that the suit was gonna be the villain. I love it when Tony Stark, he just gets so smart with like everybody, and kids are no exception. He's so snarky and no one can escape his snark. Tony Stark, more like Tony Snark. That was really, really bad. Tony starts to get nervous and he ends up breaking a crayon. He goes into full nervous meltdown time. That's definitely a through line in this movie. I kind of feel like it's a through line that I could have done without. So we see that Guy Pearce was this very homely, homeless looking man. He wanted to meet with Tony Stark, and Tony Stark blows him off. That is why Tony Stark creates his own enemies, because this guy ends up creating something really amazing that is also kind of a catalyst for a lot of evil. That said guy comes back and hits on Tony Stark's wife, or whatever Pepper is. Girlfriend, acquaintance, sleeping partner, I don't know, whatever she is. Tony has had a conversation with Jon Favreau, where Jon Favreau revealed to him that his, whatever, Pepper, whoever Pepper is to Tony, has been kind of reacting to this guy with the big brain. Tony gets a little bit jealous, says something about, I wasn't sure if you were having drinks with Aldrich Killian tonight because he's a giant douche. So it should be date night, but instead the whole night is ruined. That evening they both go to bed. Tony has another bad dream. During that bad dream, Pepper tries to wake him up. The suits try to attack Pepper. We see that there's been a terrorist attack on the United States, and this guy named the Mandarin, who is really just a fictional stand-in for Osama bin Laden, has taken responsibility for this explosion terrorist attack that has happened on the U.S. When Tony finds out about that, he holds a press conference and goes live on television saying, Mandarin, basically, if you have the guts to come after me, here's my address. I want you to prove that you're man enough and come after me person to person. Pepper, like the sensible woman that she is, in the middle of a relationship that does have quite a bit of tension, decides that she is going to leave this household for at least the time being. She starts to leave, and as that happens, that the house that Tony's in gets attacked, blown up. Tony falls, Jarvis falls, which Jarvis falling was the saddest thing I've ever seen, and it's a robot. So how did you make me have such compassion for a robot? As the house is being exploded, Tony sends his suits to go protect Pepper. Is to go save Tony. I got you first, which does seem very Star Wars-esque. Actually, see the Star Wars movies? I can know the references. Yeah. Even though I don't know that that's a direct reference, but to me, it seemed like a reference. Tony blacks out, but Tony had already made a plan to go to Tennessee for some crime solving that was related to some explosions at the Grauman's Chinese Theater that had happened just earlier. When he finally wakes up in the snow in Tennessee, which I don't understand the snow. I live in Indiana. Tennessee is 2 states below me. there's not snow in Tennessee. This must have been the very one day a year that Tennessee receives snow. The Marvel gods are at work once again. When he wakes up, though, face down in the snow, he gets up and finds a garage. As of course the Marvel gods would have it, there are all kinds of techie things in there, and there's a little boy that finds him and ends up developing kind of a friendship with him. And Tony's snark cannot be escaped by anybody, and he says some truly horrendous things to this little boy. We find out that Aldrich Killian has been working for the Mandarin, which just only makes sense. Then we see that Tony ends in this like shootout in the streets of Tennessee. Oh, anyway, I don't know where they are in Tennessee, so that's the best way for me to put it. They're on the streets of Tennessee. We all know what the streets of Tennessee are. I like Tony Stark only because I want to change him. At this point, though, I had been interested in this movie for the entire time. That is not the case with the last two Iron Man movies that I had watched before. Ooh, excuse me. We find out that Guy Ritchie, or Aldrich Killian, has re-engineered the human body to grow back limbs on the people who have lost them. And that's kind of an under-the-table operation. In the background, there is the vice president has his granddaughter who does not have any legs, and he wants to be able to see her run. So because of that, he is basically fighting for and allowing this underground corporation to continue to succeed. And as they continue to succeed, he is basically aiding and embedding terrorists to continue to terrorize the American nation. There's all of this convoluted politics that come in. We finally actually meet the Mandarin face to face, and we find out that the Mandarin is not actually the Mandarin. He is a guy named Trevor from Australia who is just simply an actor. And he is the face, though, of this terrorist organization. In the end, there is a plot to take the president and put him into Iron Man's suit, kind of strapped up and all, a very compromising situation. Have him killed by blowing up the oil rig. Tony does come in, save the day. Pepper is there. Don Cheadle is there, dressed up as another Iron Man. And all of the different Iron Man suits are all flying around, protecting, fighting, back and forth from one person to the next. There is one of these suits that is more evil because that's one that has... I don't remember how it all works. There's a lot of confusion. It's a really strong ending battle. I did like that. It was very engaging throughout. But in the end of that battle, Pepper is killed and falls off the edge of something. When she falls, it very much was clear she's dead. She falls right into the middle of a huge fire. But we have had revealed to us earlier that she had a bit of a surgery. So she actually has had the same superpowers that all these other military people had also. Apparently, it didn't change her ability to reason right and wrong as much. At least I didn't notice that in the two different times I've watched it so far. Where it seems like everybody else had their perception of good and bad altered by that operation, but maybe they just wanted the operation to be allowed. Maybe that's why people were fighting so much and fighting against anyone who was against the suit. But I don't think the logic makes a lot of sense here. Iron Man does save a whole group of civilians by the barrel of monkeys effect. Basically, they all latch onto each other and then fly out over the Hudson River, and they all fall, but Iron Man falls into the line of traffic. Logic doesn't necessarily make sense. If you're going to a Marvel movie for a lesson in logic, you definitely need to rethink your life. Then in the end, Pepper is safe. The president is saved. Iron Man is saved. The bad guys die. In a romantic gesture Tony blows up all of his suits, like one by one, as stars in the sky. That happens all around them as they kiss. And it's all of his 43 suits, I guess 42 suits, being destroyed in the air. So I don't understand that because it makes no sense whatsoever. He has tons of people coming after him because I am Iron Man. Is that figurative? Is he actually Iron Man? What is he? I'm confused. I'm not sure what that means. But either way, this movie was a very fun ride. I enjoyed watching it a lot. Like I said, I was never bored through this movie. The first Iron Man movie I was bored with. This one held my attention very strong from beginning to end. I definitely think I will like Marvel Phase 2 quite a bit better than I have liked Marvel Phase 1. Not that I hated Marvel Phase 1, but I think Marvel Phase 2 is going to be even better. It's good to talk with you guys today. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like this video, just like the videos every time. I need those likes so much so that people can find these videos, or dislike it if you don't like the video. Just engage in some way. I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, it's good to talk with you all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.